Characteristics of a bad government and a bad people, as well as good government and good people. When evaluating the quality of a society, two critical factors come into play: the nature of its governance and the behavior of its people. Both the government and its citizens play instrumental roles in shaping the overall well-being and progress of a nation. A bad government can inflict significant harm on its populace through corruption, inefficiency, and the suppression of civil liberties. Similarly, bad individuals can negatively impact society through dishonesty, selfishness, and a lack of empathy. On the other hand, a good government and good people can work in harmony to foster transparency, accountability, and prosperity for all.
In this discussion, we will delve into the characteristics that distinguish bad governments and bad people from their good counterparts.
Characteristics of a bad government: lack of transparency. A bad government often operates in a secretive manner, keeping its actions, decisions, and policies hidden from public scrutiny. This lack of transparency breeds mistrust among the citizens. Corruption. Corruption is prevalent in a bad government, with officials using their positions for personal gain rather than serving the interests of the people. Embezzlement, bribery, and nepotism are common practices in such a system. Authoritarianism. A bad government tends to be authoritarian in nature, suppressing dissent, curtailing civil liberties, and limiting freedom of expression. It places the interests of those in power above the rights and well-being of the citizens. Inefficiency. Incompetence and inefficiency are hallmarks of a bad government. It fails to deliver basic services to the people, such as healthcare, education, infrastructure development, and public safety. Bureaucratic red tape and lack of accountability contribute to this inefficiency. Lack of long-term vision. A bad government lacks a clear long-term vision for the nation. It focuses on short-term gains, populism, and appeasing certain interest groups rather than implementing sustainable policies and fostering national development.
Characteristics of bad people: selfishness. Bad people are primarily driven by self-interest and prioritize their own desires and needs above others. They lack empathy and disregard the well-being of those around them. Dishonesty. Bad people have a propensity for lying, deceit, and manipulation. They are not trustworthy and often engage in fraudulent activities for personal gain. Lack of empathy. Empathy is absent in bad people. They show little concern for the feelings, experiences, or suffering of others, and may even take pleasure in causing harm. Lack of integrity. Bad people lack moral and ethical principles. They often engage in unethical behavior, such as cheating, stealing, or betraying others for personal gain, without any remorse or guilt. Abusive or aggressive behavior. Bad people may exhibit abusive or aggressive tendencies, physically or emotionally harming others. They may bully, manipulate, or exploit those they perceive as weaker. It's important to note that these characteristics are generalizations, and individuals or governments may exhibit some or all of these traits to varying degrees.
Characteristics of a good government: transparency. A good government promotes transparency by making information, decisions, and policies accessible to the public. It ensures accountability and fosters trust between the government and its citizens. Accountability. A good government takes responsibility for its actions and is accountable to the people. It establishes mechanisms for oversight, actively addresses corruption, and holds officials accountable for their conduct. Rule of law. A good government upholds the rule of law, treating all citizens equally and providing a fair and impartial judicial system. It respects human rights, protects civil liberties, and ensures justice for all. Participatory democracy. A good government encourages citizen participation in decision-making processes, seeking input from diverse groups and fostering an inclusive society. It values public opinion and engages in dialogue with its citizens. Effective governance. A good government is efficient and effective in delivering essential services to its citizens. It prioritizes the well-being of its people by providing access to quality healthcare, education, infrastructure, and social welfare programs.
Characteristics of good people: empathy. Good people possess empathy and compassion for others. They understand and care about the feelings and needs of those around them and actively strive to help and support others. Honesty and integrity. Good people value honesty and maintain high ethical standards. They are trustworthy, act with integrity, and hold themselves accountable for their actions. Respect for others. Good people respect the dignity, diversity, and rights of all individuals. They treat others with kindness, fairness, and tolerance, regardless of differences in background, beliefs, or opinions. Responsibility. Good people take responsibility for their actions and their impact on others. They fulfill their obligations, contribute positively to their communities, and strive to make a difference. Empowerment and collaboration. Good people believe in empowering others and working collaboratively for the greater good. They foster cooperation, teamwork, and support the growth and development of those around them. Again, it's important to remember that these characteristics are generalizations, and individuals or governments may exhibit some or all of these traits to varying degrees.
In conclusion, the distinction between a bad government and bad people, as well as a good government and good people, lies in their respective characteristics and behaviors. A bad government is marked by a lack of transparency, corruption, authoritarianism, inefficiency, and a dearth of long-term vision. Conversely, bad people exhibit traits such as selfishness, dishonesty, a lack of empathy, and abusive behavior. On the other hand, a good government embodies transparency, accountability, the rule of law, participatory democracy, and effective governance. Good people, in turn, display empathy, honesty, integrity, respect for others, and a sense of responsibility. By recognizing and understanding these distinctions, societies can strive for better governance and nurture a citizenry that upholds values of compassion, honesty, and collective well-being. Ultimately, it is through the combination of good governance and good people that societies can flourish and progress towards a brighter future. Thank you for attending the discussion about the characteristics of good and bad governments and people. Please like, subscribe, and share this information with others.